90 odd of LockDown LAN. We are going to be finishing off this game of Transport Tycoon, which I think is another 4 years, and then we will be moving on to Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, which we were talking about yesterday, and we're going to see if we can get that working. Now we won't be able to get it working in the best way we want, because well, we just won't be able to, unfortunately. So you're gonna have to watch me solve bombs. I don't have any boats or planes. I'm just waiting for everybody else to turn up. So we've only got about 24 minutes left. It's end of 2046, maybe even 18 minutes. I think it's 6 minutes a year, somewhat like that. I'm just trying to work out, because my min profit, well, it looks like I might actually win. Just about going to pip white to... Oh no, min profit. So I didn't get enough stations, didn't get enough cargo. Not much I'm going to be able to do. Mostly this will just be a watch and chat and see it go. Schalke is just finishing up Quantum League. Max isn't online. So yeah, I'll give it another 5 minutes and then we'll just start. You know, on pause. I was they've started. And next week, I think we're going to be doing more Transport Tycoon. But next week, we'll be doing it on Steam, because this game finally gets a Steam release after 30 years or something. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not much I can do to improve my performance history at this point. I'm looking at me. I am purple. Yeah. I had to deliver another type of cargo. Can't do it in 4 years. I'd have to get more stations. Oh, I might be able to sneak that up to the looks of it. Oh shit, Max is here. Hey Max.
Hello.
Oh Jesus, you're loud. I haven't got any other sound on, so there's no sound from the game because it's paused. So you suddenly just blasted in.
So sorry.
No, it's all right. I've turned you down to minus 11.9 dB.
Okay.
I was just seeing if I could eke any more score out of my performance rating. But I think pretty much this is going to be mostly we're just going to sail in on the last 4 years and then we'll see who wins. But it looks like Yar delivery will come second and Wazix will come third, with boats and trains and a hose just pipping in first, and I do mean only.
Because have you started the stream yet?
I've started the stream, but the game's paused.
Okay. You're very quiet, like your microphone's miles away from your mouth.
That any different? Any better? I guess that's not.
Nope. It's almost like using the wrong microphone.
Hold on. Am I tapping the mic?
Nope.
How about now?
Nope.
What?
Tap the microphone you think you're using.
No? Yes?
No, definitely not that one.
How about this one?
That one, yeah.
So Discord has decided to start using the microphone in my VR headset.
Time.
Yeah. Did sound like that, yeah.
Hello. There we go.
That's better.
I'm practicing all the streaming stuff.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, start the stream up. Let's go.
The stream is up. It's been up for 5 minutes. Just waiting for you guys to
good.
join the server, and then I will unpause and we will finish. It'll only be about 18 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, and then we'll be done. And we'll
I saved it and joined it on my own server just to see what would happen, sort of to go in the future, as it were. And I went to everyone else's company and set them all to send everything back to the depots just to see if I could win, and I did win. But there's a big but. I had to put a lot more trains, a lot more work in to win than I thought I would.
Yeah, I don't think there's much you can do. We only have 4 years, so you have to be careful, because if you introduce a new vehicle and it doesn't make $10,000 profit per year, in the last 2 years, it will reduce your rating. So yeah, we're pretty much in the end game, but we kind of did already know that. So there we go. I shall just unpause it.
Trying to find where I was, pushing my new town, my new railway route in.
But yeah, next week, as I was saying, we'll be able to do this on Steam. We should try the Steam version. Just for no other reason.
If it's cheap, yeah.
Well, it's free.
Oh, really?
This is open source, and I'm a little bit surprised they've got away with it, to be honest.
Well, as long as it's free, then there's no real.
Oh, there is. No,
crime, as it were.
No,
You know what I mean?
I've seen this argument before. People
So
going, oh, I'm not making a profit. I'm like, all right, so I can just give away other people's films for no profit. No, you can't. Shut up. It's definitely not a thing. How much money you make off of violating copyright is not for the damages. It becomes a thing, but not for anything else.
But you can give away your own stuff.
I can give away my own stuff, but this isn't theirs. They didn't write Transport Tycoon. They didn't invent Transport Tycoon. It is a slightly dubious legality.
What's the difference between a copy and an inspiration?
Neither.
Simutrans was already on Steam, so...
This is neither of those. This is an open source... not even a remake. What this is a recompilation of Transport Tycoon. Over many, many, many years of changes and work. But it's based on reverse engineering. Now, I don't know whether they've got permission or if they're just like, they don't care. Which is entirely possible. Given the age of it and all that. But it's interesting, shall we say, that it is getting a launch. Would love to know if anything behind the scenes had to go past. And I do know someone who knows Chris Sawyer, so I might pop a message going, are they allowed to? I want to put a message saying, are they allowed to do this? And I'm a bit worried he'll go, oh shit, I'll tell Chris. And then it won't come out. Because I feel bad if that happened. So there are two Transport Tycoons out there. One of them is you need the original Transport Tycoon executable and graphics, and what it does is it patches in new features and changes. So you need the original exe, and then it literally changes the exe. And that one is considered widely to be perfectly fine because you're definitely not breaking any copyright laws, because obviously you're not distributing. You need the original, but at that point, when you're having to do a huge amount of changes to an executable to make it the other thing, you might as well just distribute that executable. It's a little bit vague on what that is. Whereas this, there's no vagueness. It is absolutely the original Transport Tycoon source code.
But isn't there additional features?
So, what's that going to do anything? There are, but that doesn't change the legality of it.
Well, at some point when the ships are added to the Theseus ship, it's like, can be argued that it's no longer the old ship.
Well, when you're sort of commenting here on like sampling from music. For a long time, you could just sample stuff, but then people were sampling entire tunes, popping a drum beat over it and saying it's a new tune. And then people, obviously, very successful songs. What was the one by Blur? Not Blur. It was a remix of something or other. Boys who like girls who like boys who like girls always should be someone you really love. They sampled it, didn't pay for it, and Blur were very, very, very unhappy and got quite a lot of money out of them.
Or the other classic one is Jive Bunny, who did loads of sampling and didn't get a penny for it. They pulled the tracks.
Hold on. So I thought.
Well, I don't know quite if he got paid or not, but I have one of the I have the CD, but he didn't get I think it was a massive copyright sort of strike on it. I mean, no.
Wow, they're from here.
I don't know quite what happened.
I'm curious. Because I thought they only grabbed stuff that was so old they could get away with it. Let's have a look. That was my assumption, not based on anything. Because that would have been...
How far back is that?
That is 1989. Yeah, 1989, you can get away with that. There was almost no sample laws in 89. And France still don't have any, which is why you get this weird stuff came out of France that you're like, have you actually got the rights to do this? does George Lucas not mind? But because those are the French laws, there's nothing you can do about it. But yeah, this is essentially a remix of Transport Tycoon, but somewhere deep inside it is the original Transport Tycoon codebase to some degree. I have to say, I think I struggle playing single player to actually achieve very much. I've only got... Oh, let's have a look. Let's look at the performance history here. I've only got 33 stations, and some of those aren't real. So...
As in, there's a kind of spam?
No, like, it's a railway station, plus a lorry depot, sorry, plus a lorry station, plus a bus station. So it's actually one station, but counts as 3. So I really don't have very many. I only managed 5 cargo types. I only managed 38 vehicles. So I actually failed in a number of ways to grow. Unfortunately, I can't. Oh wait, hold on. Operating profit. Let's see who's making the most money. Me by miles. So I was very, very efficient, but I didn't expand anywhere near as much. Maybe next time what we'll do is we will all be on the same side.
Well, now we've learned how to play the game.
Well, we could try one where we're all on the same team.
But then wouldn't you want? Oh, good fun.
The only problem is we need to essentially what I would do is I'd probably start the stream up an hour, the server up an hour before the stream, and just get like a really good coal run going, so it would be nice and rich.
Yeah.
Doesn't that mean that the most active player gets to spend all the money?
I've got £70 million right now, and I have been twiddling my thumbs for about 30 years. So. Yes, but that's my point about we'll get a coal run. And with everyone working on it, you'll just end up making more and more and more money. You just get this exponential ramp. Like the first time we played, we had Max, Andy and I on the same team. We just demolished everyone. It wasn't even slightly close. Just because Max was doing that, Andy was doing that, I was doing something else, and then we just got to tidy it up and fiddle with things.
Yeah, this was much good twiddlage to be had.
Yes, well, I don't like setting up new networks, but I do like fixing old ones. Because I'm weird.
Yes, you're right, you are weird. Nothing new there, though.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go to 2050, see who wins, congratulate the winner, and then we are going to try...
Why not want to join your company and dick over the finances? Tell everything. Tell the companies to all just stop sending in recall everything back to the.
I mean, even if you did that, it wouldn't count because we're just so close to the end. Lots of stuff only counts over the last 2 years to get a rolling average.
Oh, okay.
Because what I used to do was in about this point, I'd send all my buses home, all of them, because if the buses weren't making 10,000 profit per month. Great, it doesn't say month or year. I would just get rid of them right at the end. Yeah, so after this, we're going to try a dry run of Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. So we'll probably hop into one of the public channels, so other than people can join. So if we go like, this is good, we should do more of it. We'll work out a better way of me getting video feeds from you guys, so we can actually hop around the diffusee.
Yeah.
But obviously that is a bit of a pain in the ass. But yeah, I did boot up, make sure it works. It's running old games in VR on that headset is just incredible. It's so sharp. And obviously Keep Talking Nobody Explodes is a game with a tiny little room and a one thing in front of you, so it can happily run at full visuals. But so let me see, Schalke. I'm going to come first, it looks like, with you. You're coming second, Max third, and then Tad fourth, and then you fifth again. Rob sixth, and then you seventh again. Good job, Rob.
You mean that my terraforming project did not pay out in terms of win points?
No, I'm afraid not. The insane elevator bomb mod. I didn't even know there were any mods for that game. I did once, because you can also just fund cities. I once had a map with it was perfectly flat with 4 cities, and I just sent dozens of trains around in a big loop. And that was much fun. But yeah, it'd be fun to have a look at the new Transport Tycoon, the Steam version, and sort of see how it goes. See, I mean, I suspect there's not much changed. I suspect it's just the same executable wrapped up, but there may be a whole swathe of new bits and bobs. Plus, it'll be, but that comes out tomorrow. We're halfway through 2047. Yeah, none of your trains are actually moving, Schalke. So,
For what color?
orange. Internal engine.
Orange has for trains.
Yeah. Tail, third class. Okay, so let's talk about SnowRun a minute, because I was talking about this with Jay. Jay said, how long's the train? And I went, well, it says in the show it's 10 miles long. And then I went, hang on, 10 miles, it's about 16 kilometres, and there's 1,000 cars, 1,001 cars long. So that makes each car 16 metres long, which is obviously bollocks. That's smaller than a standard British rail car. That's a small train. And then I had a look up the art. So the CGI models for the trains are 65 metres long, meaning the train would be closer to 40 miles long. So no one bothered to do the research on the show before writing the line. 1,000 souls in 3,000 souls in a train 10 miles long, because it's not true. So good job.
I guess round numbers are a bit poetic.
Yeah, but if they said, well, even the 3,000 souls is wrong as well. So they actually do a breakdown of who's where, and they have 1,700 souls in third class and 400 souls in first class, which makes 70%. Which, oh no, that's 70. That's close enough, I guess. Close enough. Because I think it's 3,000 souls in a 10 miles long.
I guess they would have been more accurate to say that it would be 100 kilometers long.
No, 65 kilometers long.
Yeah, but if it's 65 really,
No, 65.
and you have to go with round numbers, then your options are 10 kilometers and 100 kilometers. And 100 kilometers would be less wrong out of those.
50 kilometers would sound better though than 10. Well, he's British, so he wouldn't use kilometers anyway. So yeah, it's about 40 miles long. Now, no, so Zebra, it's not just pulled from the front. Some of the wheels help, and as has been pointed out, in Snowpiercer, the train itself is a plot device to stop people being able to leave. That's the point of it. That's why it has to keep moving. That's why you can't live outside. Not for any other reason. It's just so the story can happen, as Cinema Sins would say. But I mean, Shark, I think you've seen to the end of season 2 now. So there are a number of situations where they get from Big Alice to the front very, very quickly, and I'm like, he's just done 10 miles. And even if the undertrain does 60 miles an hour, that's still 6 minutes to get from one end of the train to the other, and it's just it's very, very silly. I'm only really talking about the train. The movie was different. The movie only had 40 carriages or something. I can't remember. So Piercer, I remember it's different.
I did quite like how they managed to separate the perspectives when there was not everybody was on the same boat, or I guess train. When other people were doing stuff and the characters didn't know what they were doing, the audience didn't know what the things were doing. There was dramatic tension over what's going on in the unknown part. And they managed to do it back to back, like mirror it, rather than one side being there where the audience knows what happens. First, the audience would know one side would happen, and then be unsure what happens in the other side, and then it would switch. That the audience would it would get revealed what happened, but then you would get information loss on the other side, and then you would, what happened back there?
So, if you Google how long is Snowpiercer length, the answer is 2 hours 6 minutes. No, that's not what I meant. Oh yeah, so in the film there are 60 cars at 25 meters each, totaling 1.5 kilometers. 1980? What? Dude, it's 2013. It's got Chris Evans in it, for heaven's sake, as the star.
Oh, for goodness sake, I've done something wrong here with the lights.
It's alright, in 2 years' time, it's about 5 minutes, it will be...
I want to play some more.
But that's the end. And we'll come back next week. What's the longest train in the world? No, not the longest train... longest train in the world. No, not the longest network. The longest... train... Oh... Why did I just get an oh from the computer? I just... Whoa! What happened? My stuff's plummeted. Why? Somebody didn't make enough profit. Right there for the chop.
Not for me. Definitely wasn't me.
That means someone didn't make enough profit this year and last year. All my trains. That text is so small. Out of curiosity, what's your guys' most profitable vehicle?
Train.
Yeah, but what is it? How much did it make last year?
Oh, I don't know. How do I know?
Under your trains list, sort by profit last year.
Sort by last year. Is it negative sort of? Oh, profit last year.
Yeah.
Profit 420,000.
Oh, just ahead. 570 with a coal train.
Yeah, this is the goods train. The not the goods train. The oh damn it! It's grain and livestock train.
Okay, so what's
Best
happened?
pirate boat is 7,700.
7,700.
77,000 last year.
That's pretty bad. So the reason is I had a train in a depot that's never moved, and it's just hit 2 years old, so it's affected my rating. Damn it. Had's Freedom Shipping, on the other hand. Profit last year. Oh no, Train 9 has made you $500,000 a year. I don't think I did any. No, I thought I did do some valuables. No, I didn't do any valuables this. Wait, really? Oh, that was the game before. Yeah, valuables are the best one by far. If you can, I'm sure I've got valuables running.
Yeah, you were the bank. You were the one who. You do the banks because none of us could be bothered.
Yeah, banks are great. That's why. No, wait. Hold on. The bank one. Have I accidentally messed up and deleted all of my? I know what it looks like. Where is that? It's a sort of a down and out. And there's a big town. Yeah, there it is. I think I may have accidentally, amazingly, deleted all my... No, HSBC train, there we go. It's just not making...
What's the
Profit last year, 24,000. That's just about the minimum. They've got to be 10,000. But yeah, that's what it is. I don't have enough banks. It's worth doing banks even if you're fighting against each other, because the more you put into banks, the bigger banks get. Like it's a self-exploding sort of way of making money.
Weird.
Longest train, by the way, in reality, 320 cars, right, not cars. Damn it, I don't want the longest one by country. So in Canada, you're allowed trains up to 4.2 kilometers. That's bonkers. Brazil, 3.2 kilometers. China, 3.2 kilometers. The longest one, South African ore train, 7,300 meters long.
Wow.
The same weight as 402 Statues of Liberties. Right, thank you, America.
How many engines does it need to drive it though? It must be a colossal amount.
6.
Wow. Are they like spread all the front or throughout the?
Oh
the
no,
train?
8. Sorry. In fact, your questions are perfect. The train had 682 cars driven by 8 General Electric diesel motors. The train weighed a total of 99,700 tons. The locomotives were spread amongst the car in 3 pairs, along with 2 single locomotives. The entire train was driven 170 miles and took 10 hours.
Wow.
That is... But that means that the amount of stress on the links that's insane. Land train are definitely an Australian thing.
Yeah.
We don't really get them anywhere else, yeah. Because they've just got thousands of miles with nothing there. The longest road train is 1.4 kilometers, 113 trailers, towed a distance of 150 meters. Does seem like you were cheating very slightly.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm.
Oh, that was very strange. Did I go quiet then, or
No.
oh? Okay. I think voice meter just crashed on me. But yeah, I'm gonna have to switch to the headset in a minute. You see, well, in 10 or 15 minutes. You've played Keep Talking before, haven't you, Max, or not?
Nope.
Oh, brilliant! This is gonna be
Keep threatening
awesome.
it, but yeah, never done it yet.
It's great.
Awesome. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're blowing up.
It's the bomb.
You the bomb.
Now the
No, really, you're the bomb.
the thing about Keep Talking, and it is not misnamed. The worst thing is when you're the diffuser and you describe the bomb, and then everyone goes quiet, and you're like, guys, did you hear me? Yeah, we're just working it out. Like, it's been 45 seconds.
Don't
Say something. So yeah, we'll pop.
Don't kill me.
We'll pop into the live stream channel in case anybody wants to join us. And because this is one of the weird games where anyone can sort of help or join us. I'll pop that there. So that is the bomb disposal manual. They promised to put up new ones because I know people who've played this so much they know all of the puzzles. And it's like,
I guess one gets pretty fast to that point.
No.
Like there's a meta strategy in that you can figure out
some of the
what to
early
do
ones.
before you see the bomb.
Some of the earlier puzzles, yes, with the wire puzzles, you can begin to memorize the codes. The later ones, no way.
But like
yeah.
knowing what to pay attention to and what are the drawbacks or like the traps,
Yeah.
the things.
But when you start the game up, you put in the pin from the front of the manual, and that determines which manual. And they promised extra ones, but never did. So that's a bit shitty of them. They're like, oh yeah, we'll do different ones.
How long since they have made the promise?
5 years, I guess. Keep Talking Nobody Explodes came out on...
That seems ample time to do it if one is to do it.
Well, they did make a lot of money. 2015, 6 years.
You mean that printing costs are not an excuse?
What costs, sorry? Oh, no, they don't supply you with the manual. We actually did apply for government funding to do a Keep Talking Nobody Explodes clone. The idea was that you were a Victorian Ghostbuster. So instead of having a manual, it was a grimoire of defeating demons. And you would have had to tell the Ghostbuster what potions to create and then to put into his gun so he could squirt it on them. And we applied for funding. And I have to blame myself. I mean, I can't blame them, but they didn't get it. And they were like, oh, it's going to be very expensive to supply the manual. Because we said there will be a deluxe version of the game where you, for like, £70, where you get a leather-bound version of the grimoire. And they thought we were talking about that and didn't get the fact we were like, no, that's a deluxe version. Like most people would just use a PDF. So that was annoying because I put in quite a lot of work to make sure that we did the right thing. Okay, I'm now at minimum profit 10,000. So Max has pulled into second. Well, Max has pulled into first place.
Hey!
Wow, you say that, but we're going to have to see what's.
My panicked last minute train building has saved the day for me, hopefully.
Well, yeah, the thing is, it's if it.
That's why I played it on my own the other day. I was like, I really want to know how I'm going to win this because I'm not winning. Unless this is me cheating massively. Go, everybody's vehicles go to the depots and stop doing what you're doing. Just go to the depot and sit there.
But my problem is the valuables trains. One of them, specifically HSBC2, is not doing very well. But I think the April, yeah. So it's every quarter. But profit this year. And every train is way above. That was at 24,000, and the minimum I have to hit is 10. And I have no boats, no planes, and all my trains are above. But it's still saying my minimum profit is 0.
Now I'm thinking of a game like the Grimoire made me think of the Tome of Eternal Darkness. Having a horror game and where you try to make spells before you go completely mad.
Yeah, I mean, it was... the thing is, we had to apply for funding and we had to supply a full schedule. And it was at that point, whilst designing the schedule, I kind of lost my enthusiasm. Like, this is an awful lot of work. Loads of animations, loads of art, loads and loads of design. And I had people on board to do it, because it would have been a paid-for project, but it was like... This ain't happening in 6 months. This is a 1.5 year project.
There is no way I'm going to make all the boats make a profit. So that will limit me being able to win at all.
Well, you'll win, but just not on minimum profit. Which is what's kicking my ass right now. But I'm hoping in a moment... July, September, yeah, it'll be next month. My minimum profit last year was 24,000. Let me just check that. Profit last year. Minimum profit last year was... it was duplicate orders 9. It was the what? So yeah. So what happened is I had a train in the depot, and I'd had it there for almost 2 years, So I was winning, and then the 2-year grace period came up, and it was then suddenly making a loss because it would never made any money, but didn't count because it was less than 2 years old. Then it hit 2 years old, and then it counted towards my loss. So, and 9th of December, so it had to be in just after Christmas. It has made 70,000 this year. Actually, tell you what, Wedston. Also remember, and I'm not sure if you guys have, always when you can afford it, in your busy towns, build a statue of the company owner.
Because what does that do?
It gives a flat 10% boost to your ratings at the station, meaning more money and stuff.
Oh, right.
But it was weird because until this reverse engineering project stopped up, no one knew what it did. It's not. What do you mean? I'm still not. What's going on? Profit.
So I made a boo-boo. One boo-boo which is absolutely killing me now. I put a single station down. I should put a double down at one of the towns.
Yeah.
Now I'm constantly waiting for my goods train's constantly waiting for stuff to come
I
out.
always build 7 and 2, and if I don't, I always think about it very carefully, going, am I going to regret this? Right, profit last year, my least profitable train last year was 15,000. So why am I not making money? Okay, how about profit this year? I don't think applies. No, that's age. Profit this year. Come on, super fast wood. I'm hoping I'm just going to shoot back into the flow. My old position was just ahead of where Max is, but it's going to be pretty close. But yeah, I've got a here at Manning Way on Sea. I have a terminus station, and trains are just backing up. I can't get them. It's 2 lines, but I still can't get them out quickly enough. There's nothing I can do.
The signaling. As long as you've got the signaling there, it's okay.
Well, it's not, because I've got 2 stations, sorry, 2 platforms, and 12 trains. So it's yeah. This is where roll on, roll off. So Roro stations are the best. I have no idea now why the game is telling me I'm not doing very well. What is it I'm missing here? Oh, I'm back up. Minimum profit is fine. Is the graph not going to update? So my rating is 860, and yours is, yeah, I'm just ahead. Just the graph hasn't updated. Come on, graph. But it's very close. I mean, all 3 of us have done pretty well. The idea is that about 2010, you need to start thinking about your performance rating. We didn't bother. We're not taking it too seriously.
Somebody thinking?
Come on, graph. Lies to me. What about you, Schalke? How did you do? 799 for Schalke, 830 for Wazix, and 860 for me. So they're all pretty good scores. If I've still got the clipboard, I will. If anybody wants to join us to keep talking, we'll try. We'll try it as a community event. We'll go into one of the public channels. You can all join. I will ban you if you're a dick, and you can help us defuse or help me defuse the bomb. And if we think it's a good thing, we'll try and do it some more. Because I have played it nowhere near as much as I should, and I've always enjoyed it, and I love the concept. I mentioned this before. I thought about doing a copy of the game, and I wanted to call the game, airplane reference, Can You Fly This Plane and Land It? And the idea was the game would open with you standing in a cockpit with both pilots died, and you have to land the plane. So the first thing you need to do is contact the
air traffic control.
Air traffic control, and they have to talk you down. And they know where all the buttons are, and you don't. So they say to you, "Are you in a jet plane?" So you'd have to turn around and look at the wings and count the engines and describe what model you were in, and then they would help you. And I was like, that would be cool. So as part of that research, I looked up what would happen, or what has happened when the pilots on a plane have died, like that. Who landed it?
Yeah.
Do you know how many times that's happened?
None.
You've seen films, though. You've seen how many times that happened in films. Loads.
Yes.
Yeah. In reality, never. Absolutely never.
Yeah.
The closest we've...
What's happened?
What's
How
happened?
many failures?
None.
Yes, it's your fault.
It has never happened. So the closest we've
Successfully
come...
or unsuccessfully?
It has never happened. So literally never. The closest we've come is when during an instruction flight, a small plane, the guy was an experienced pilot and he still landed it because he was getting like his high-end rating, and his instructor died of a heart attack. And the only other time was when the co-pilot suffered a problem, but there was a experienced airplane pilot on board who sat in but didn't do anything. There has never been a circumstance where someone had said, "Can you fly this plane and land it?" Not a single instant.
Yeah.
But
And it's partly because people know to avoid it.
no, because pilots never eat from the same meals. They don't sleep in the same place. They don't share the same food. It's all separated out. It all works, separately. The interesting thing is, though, there is contingency for this. If it happens, and if by some miracle someone got into the cockpit and took it off autopilot and got on the radio, they would point them out to sea, and they wouldn't tell them until it's too late to turn around. Because the last thing you would do is going, "Great, you haven't done a 747, no problem. Let's point it at a populated area." This would never happen. So that's the official policy everywhere around the world, is if someone got control of the plane, head it away from civilization as much as possible and don't tell them. Which is horrendous, but, much less horrendous than crashing. Imagine a 747 landing in the middle of London. Imagine how many thousands of people could die.
landing likely to be okay for the passengers?
No. For an experienced pilot, maybe, but not for someone under control of the airline, of the ATC.
But it's not an auto death sentence.
It's not, and I suspect they would try and get them to land it, but in a way that would cause the minimum amount of casualties. And I was like, and that kind of, I would still love to play it. I love the concept of the game. I think it's a great concept, but it did kind of take the wind out of my sails a little bit with, it's a little bit dark.
Darker than you've been hoping for.
Yes.
I like how there's that kind of extreme safety precautions for that, but we still can't stop morons from spreading COVID.
Well, the thing about COVID is it's slightly more subtle than a fully laden 747 exploding into Piccadilly Circus. A little bit.
See, I would agree, but some countries have managed to get away with having 0 cases by locking down immediately.
I am aware, and the UK is not one of those.
Oh no, I agree. The UK is one of the worst examples of it.
The thing is that
Yes.
the thing that was bugging me was it was on the telly the other night. They were saying that what was it? It was basically the police were so busy. The police were so busy that trying to basically get these people from stop being dicks, and they're basically handing out fines left, right, and centre. They just didn't have enough time to go around knocking everyone's doors who were basically having COVID parties.
Yeah, apparently there's a whole bunch of hoo-ha over it. Like, everyone went out in the sun and just sat in the park and did stuff, which I have to admit, I was tempted. So today it was 21 degrees C, blazing sunshine. Do you know what the weather forecast is for next Wednesday?
Pissing cold and freezing.
Snow. So I'm like, what? Now, I've been around a while, trust me. British weather is weird. It ain't that weird. That's new.
Yeah.
So this is the time of the year where in the morning I've got the heating on, and in the afternoon I've got the air conditioning on, because one half of it is horribly warm, the other half it's horribly cold.
I don't know if it's that weird. We've had snow in March in the past.
Not within a week of 20 degrees C. Well, we may have, but
But yeah, that I don't know. I don't
not
know.
common.
To do that. Probably not.
Okay, lads. I think it's the end of 2050, so we are on the home stretch here. I was going to get out on my bike, but instead I stayed home and I did work.
How did you build that that approval rating, the statue thing?
If you click on the town and then just click on it's one of the options. It's if you click on the town, it's in that little tiny dialogue box in the middle.
Hmm.
So if you click on the town itself,
Yeah.
and then you go local authority,
Yeah.
and then you have actions available. Scroll down.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see.
I don't know why that dialogue is so tiny, but it is.
Blimey, that's expensive.
What, 500,000?
Hmm.
It's worth it. Now, this game is fascinating. There's all sorts of interesting things you can do. For instance, you can fund new buildings or roadworks. So if you fund roadworks, it completely screws over any vehicles for a year. Easily a year. But you do end up with a better town at the end of it. Or you can actually take a small town and pump money into it just to make the town bigger. In order, if you need it for it to take something somewhere.
Oh god, Adam, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier when we were in the meeting, but my dog seems to have learned how to open my bedroom door. So he kept coming in when we were in the meeting. I'm like, no, go away. I don't have time to pick you up and take you out right now.
Be quiet, you're not under NDA, you stupid dog. Yeah, I had a cat that I taught to open doors. That was a bad idea.
It's kind of mental building trains and platforms, but railway and platforms, but no trains on them.
You can do that
I'm
to boost
trying
your
to
rating.
hit the station amount.
So your performance history graph. So performance history. One of the goals is 180 stations. Schalke, they have to be recently serviced. I think that's every 3 months.
Yeah, I think it's just because my door's really easy to open. He just sort of headbutts it hard enough.
Aww.
He's only like 6 months old.
Aww. Oh, yours is the dog that looks fake, isn't it?
Not the one I sent you. I sent you a picture of it a while back, I think.
You've got a Photoshop dog. He really does. It's beautiful.
He's starting to pick up certain words now. He now understands what chicken is. If we mention chicken, he goes mad because he really likes chicken.
Well, who doesn't like chicken?
This is true. But like we've used it to our benefit a couple of times. Like sometimes if he's out in the garden and doesn't want to come back in, we just go, Stanley, chicken, and he just sprints back inside. And he's like, "Where is it?" And we're like, "No, there's not any."
Father, you have lied to me. There is no chicken.
Where are the loops, Father?
No, it's like, I wish to go inside here. I wish to go inside the forbidden room of food. But that's the oven. You'll die. It's like, Father, I am strong.
Right, that's strong.
Wow. Dora is... I had a wasp in my room earlier, so that means Dora out. And Dora's like, I must murder it. So I got rid of the wasp and I pulled the window to a bit. And then later in the day, a fly got in. And I only found about it where she bounded along the hallway into my room, leapt up onto my windowsill and just went smack into the window and just pinned the fly against it and ate it. So full pelt into the window. That's what I'm having to put up with. Thankfully she's tiny, so she's probably not likely to break it, but she's a pain. Oh, where are we at? Now I can't remember if it's the end of this year or the end of next year. But there's not much I can do. Anything I do is risky and I don't wanna break it. Fun fact, it's also banned in China. Fun facts are banned in China.
What? What a band?
Oh no, I think he means the game Pandemic is banned.
Well, they're still talking about having an investigation into it, aren't they? About the cause of the COVID.
Well,
That's what I read on my BBC News thing this morning. I'm like, really?
there was a hoo-ha about was it created in a lab in Wuhan? Almost definitely not. And then was it from the wet market? And they're like, so it wasn't via bats. It was via a third party. What was it? It's something they eat. It's not bats. Isn't it? No, the bats eat armadillos, or armadillos eat bats. I think it's the armadillos eat the bats, and they eat armadillos, and it came from the armadillos. I think it's something like that. Yes, it's not our...
Armadillos crunch on the outside, soft on the inside.
The weird thing was, there's been a lot of other pandemics over the years that just haven't really hit Europe, so we haven't followed them. But there's been some horrendous ones. I think this is now the worst one or the best one.
Depending on how you look at it.
Well, I mean, best out.
Congratulations, you won the pandemic lottery. You are now dead.
I mean, if you're a shareholder in Amazon, it's a pretty good one.
Yeah. So Spanish flu is still literally 10 times worse, 50 times worse. So Spanish flu, somewhere between 17 and 100 million deaths.
What was the one that was a couple of years ago in Africa?
Ebola.
Yeah, that one didn't spread very far because it
That
killed.
was water-based, that's why.
Yeah, but it killed people too fast. Doesn't
Yeah, so Ebola kills you too fast, so it's very hard to spread it. COVID has this annoying thing that you can have it for quite a long time before you realise you've got it.
Unwittingly.
And that's it. With the Ebola, within a few hours you're ill and you're dead a few days later, so you don't have much chance to spread it.
I wish I was in like New Zealand or something throughout this pandemic.
I wish
just like go out again after like a month because they locked down immediately.
Interesting, there's a chronology of epidemics starting in 1200 BC Babylon, and there's one that happened in 1412 BC. And would anyone like to know what it was called? Not at the time, obviously.
No, go on.
The 1412 BC epidemic. Well, that must have taken you all afternoon to come up with.
Yes.
What are the worst names for things? What's the worst named thing?
Relax.
There's a phobia that is very badly named.
Relax is badly named.
Why is it badly named?
Has the word lax in it.
Dyslexia.
I'm confused why lax being in it is bad. What?
I don't know, just thought it looked pretty bad to me.
Yeah, dyslexia, because it's a very long and complicated word. What's that one?
I'm very disappointed that palindrome isn't a palindrome.
What's your favourite palindrome?
Oh god, probably. I mean, the most obvious ones are ones like race car, aren't they?
No.
Race?
Come on, engage brain. Think who's talking.
Badly.
What?
Engage brain. Think who's talking.
Oh wait, no, I can't. He might have a different favourite. I have a favourite. You will know it.
I have a favourite. I know exactly the one you're angling for.
Oh, you've got a different one about trumpets, haven't you?
No.
No, you've got a different one to me. That's good. But
Mine was Madam, my Madam.
oh yes, no, that's not my favourite one.
No.
No, my favourite one's much better. What about you, Brett? Do you have a favourite palindrome?
Oh god.
I like it because I will say it, and all of you will sit there and go, "Oh, it is." All of you, I guarantee. Or you won't know I've said it, but you were just going, "Is it really?" Oh yeah.
I think the longest one that I remember it was like Doc Note. I dissent. A fast never prevents the fatness.
That just sounds like you're having a stroke.
Yeah, right. it's like a really stupid sentence.
No, my one is Satan, oscillate my metallic sonatas. You're all doing it. You're all going, really? Sonatas? Yes.
No, I'm not really not.
Absolutely, it is, but you would have. But yeah, Satan, oscillate my metallic sonatas.
Well, my palindromes are like unknown to you because they are based on Finnish.
Do all languages have palindromes? I guess they do.
Yeah, I guess
I
so.
guess you could have a language that avoided them.
I imagine they're probably more common in some languages than others, though.
But like, avophobia is very badly named. That's evil. Because that's the fear of palindromes.
Ah,
It aims
yes.
to be a palindrome.
Yeah, hippopotamonstrossus equipped phobia, the fear of phobia of long words. I don't think that's true. Right, one of you trains is I'm selling you. That's it.
One of your trains is lying.
Oh, is it just I'm down again? But I think that's just this
Oh.
year. I think they just
There's
haven't
also-
arrived yet.
There's hippopotamonstrosis scripidaliophobia is the fear of long words.
Is it actually, or is that just a joke?
No, it actually is. There's another term for it though, which is sesquipedaliophobia, which is a shortened version of that.
Internet, did you see the tweet I mentioned earlier? Because I'd love to get some perspective on that.
Is it one of your tweets?
No, the Teletubbies official channel tweeted, "Uh-oh, what could the Teletubbies be hiding from us? Stay tuned, something big this week." Then the rocket ship from To the Moon, GameStocks, and then Bitcoin, hashtag Bitcoin, and the Teletubbies have got laser eyes like the Silence Virgin nuclear crab meme. It's like, what? In case I lost everyone there, this tweet, which as far as I can work out, this is the official Teletubbies Twitter feed. That is the nuclear crab meme eyes, and that's the rocket to the moon game stonks thing, and then hashtag Bitcoin. Anyone? Like, I'm properly like, this is a joke. I don't get it, and you are quite a long way ahead of April Fools. And what?
I mean, the HQ might be in Japan or something, because it's technically like April
No,
1st in some
it's
of those
British.
places.
No, it's British.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe they decided to release it for when the first country is in April Fools.
I just hit 100 million in the bank. Brill.
Bastard.
The other thing so someone pointed out the Teletubbies were 22 when we went into lockdown, and we're still in lockdown now. They're 24. I understand the Teletubbies aren't real, but they do have a real Twitter. Okay, you have 6 months. I'm a bit worried. I'm actually going to come in third now. So Schalke has slowly crept up a bit. Max has slowly crept up a bit. I've plummeted because some of my vehicles haven't arrived this year. No, they all have. It's bloody HSBC is what's let me down. As ever. Oh, Schalke's just taken a dip as well. But I think I'm going to come in third. All I can do now is just who's the patron saint of trains? Thomas, St Thomas.
Some choo-choo.
Is it the Fat Controller?
They've renamed him. He's not called that now. He's called Sir Topham Hat.
Yes.
Oh,
What's
it's not the same.
Bourgeois first class, upper class rubbish is this? He's called the Fat Controller because he's fat.
And the
And
thin
he
controller
controls.
because he's thin.
Yes.
Yeah.
What? That's the point. What's the thin controller called now?
I have no idea. I don't think he makes much of an appearance.
Well, what's he called now? Mr. Peregrine Percival. Also, I'd like to point out he's not that thin. He's just a regular-looking bloke. He's just it just looks like a regular 3D model, to be quite frank. Well, and honestly, let's be honest, the Fat Controller's not actually that fat. It's a little harsh calling him the Fat Controller. He's somewhat chubby, perhaps, but he's not he's not the obese controller, is he?
It's not the I have to walk funny because I'm so fat controller.
I really don't like the new rendered Thomas the Tank Engine stuff. The ones where they were doing the models were just superb, absolutely superb modelling and engineering.
Are you sure that's not nostalgia goggles though?
No, because it was all handmade. It was all modelled, and it had little radio controlled eyes look at each other and different clip-on faces. It was genuinely wonderfully done, and the CGI one it doesn't look like a model railway.
I guess ultimately the thing is it's a kids show, and the kids aren't really going to care if it's handmade, so they just won't for the newer ones.
And it doesn't have Ringo Starr in it narrating anymore.
What?
I know. He's been on for years.
Oh. It's nothing sacred.
Well, not Ringo Starr, certainly.
No, true.
I'm on trains.
The sacred texts.
Somebody think of the children.
Book turners, they were. Page turners, they were not. Well, it looks like I am going to come in third, but if money is all that matters, I'm top.
How much you got?
I have 102 million in the bank, and I'm making 2.5 million profit a month. Yeah.
2.5 million?
2.5 million.
I have
a year.
only 80 million.
Damn.
At least I'm not spending it. I'm just sitting here, just laughing. Laughs in Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, Scrooge McDuck who dives into piles of coins and doesn't hurt his head.
I know. Someone also did this thing, which is, oh no, if this happens, then after another 600 years, I will go bust. And someone worked out from that through Compound Interest how rich Scrooge McDuck is. And he was, officially one multiplugillion, but you just made that up.
Yeah, pick a number and yeah.
Oh yeah,
Can you upgrade bridges?
You can delete them, put new bridges in, but that's it. The best bridges, if you build the bridge only the minimum length, you can't do a fast bridge.
Right.
I guess in some kind of way, I kind of understand them changing it from fat controller, because I guess you don't want to teach kids to that person's fat.
Especially if they're not that fat.
Yeah, because it's not actually that fat. He's just a dude.
Incidentally, Scrooge McDuck, someone's worked it out, and he has somewhere between 52 billion and 333 trillion dollars. For a note, $333 trillion is more than 4 times the money that actually exists in the world.
It's a cartoon.
Well, how do you
It is a
count
cartoon.
money existing? Because isn't it like made up money in bank accounts mostly?
Yes, but this is what amused me when Brexit happened. We wiped like 12 trillion imaginary dollars off the value of the global economy. No one actually lost any money. It's just that everything was deemed to be worth a bit less.
Devalued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My profit is clawing its way back, but apparently my minimum profit is, maybe that's per month.
Where did you see this minimum profit nonsense?
On the detailed performance rating key detail.
On Dear Manager.
Yeah, your minimum profit's 42,000. You're fine. Mine is 4,000, and I don't know why. But now I just have to hope that these trains make it back soon. I think they might not. I think I am going to come in a very proud third. I mean, I've done the trains proud, and that's what's important.
What happens at the end? Does it just boot you out? Or?
No, it just goes, hey, this person won, do you want to continue playing? And then you can continue playing forever.
Oh, so it does the Civ thing, where it's one more turn.
Just one more turn.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
no.
I need one more turn.
You're supposed to minimize turns on the tracks.
Very good.
Well, not quite, J-Craft. I mean, they gave everyone a $1,400 stimulus this year due to COVID. I'm not quite sure that's just doing something mental. I mean, it was a well-reasoned approach to improving the economy.
Well,
Because in America, they don't have a lot of the safeguards that the UK has with a proper, society. So they rely on people having tips rather than being paid well. And in the UK, everyone went furloughed and the government paid for the furloughing. In the US, they just went, seems like your problem, really.
Yeah.
and then they give you like
Wrong to America.
$1,400 is nothing compared to like the yearly salary of an American.
Well, the problem is $1,400 could, I mean, some people like that doesn't even pay a week's rent if you're in even a very modest place in San Francisco. I mean, it's but if you're talking, imagine London rent, $1,400 gets you not nothing. I mean, that's a grand. That doesn't even get you a shoebox in London.
Gets you a parking space for a week.
Actually, that reminds me, I once had to park in Piccadilly Circus. There are car parks in Piccadilly Circus. Not car parks you've ever seen. None of you have ever seen these. I got given an address, and it looked like a close-up shop front, and with a roll-down shutter, and then my registration. So the shutter opened, and I went down into a secret, hidden underground garage in Piccadilly Circus. Paid for by Intel. Hey, there we go. And well done. Who lives in a pineapple under Yar delivery?
Win. Yay.
I was about to say, if it lives under the pineapple under the sea, it'd be Brett's entire family.
But would anyone like to guess how much I paid, or how much Intel paid for the parking?
No.
10 grand.
What? I was there for. How much was I there for? I was there for like 4 hours, I think.
Oh, not that much then.
Well, no. How much does parking normally cost?
I mean, it depends where you are. Where I am,
If it was 4 hours,
Yeah.
it would be reasonable to say at least £1 an hour.
At least.
Reasonable.
Okay. But,
Reasonable.
okay, but
This is London.
This is London,
so-
but they didn't charge by the hour. They charged 15 minutes.
Bloody hell. Because they want to make
Jesus.
maximum money.
And I'll give you
I
a
mean,
clue. It was more than £1.
Is it 10 or?
30 quid.
Not quite. £17.50 per 15 minutes to park there.
Oh!
Bloody
Oh,
hell.
yeah. Oh, yes. And so I
Just
went
risk
in,
the parking fine.
in the middle of Piccadilly Circus.
Yeah.
Your car would get towed. So basically, I drove my Impreza down this spiral ramp. So you go through a shop front and down a spiral ramp, and then you have this insane garage. It was just Lamborghini, Bentley, Ferrari, just no car under there worth less than $500,000. I mean, I as an Intel was paying for me, and that was where I got sent. But it was very eye-opening. I will.
Did it make you feel poor?
Yeah, my car. Actually, my car didn't even sound didn't even sound the best, which is unusual. Normally, it is the best sounding.
Yeah, I was about to say, normally it's like you going down the street and, everybody turns their heads and looks, go down into this garage and it's like, the fuck is that piece of shit? Not
Right.
obviously that it is, because it's a beautiful car.
No, I
but-
didn't get to save the game. Did you
It is.
throw the save away?
No, I've kept the save. I've kept all the end saves of all of them. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna retitle the stream and I'm gonna bounce it. We're gonna go and try. This is a dry run for Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. So
Going in dry.
Do we need a download of a manual?
it has been linked several times in the chat, so it should. You don't need to download it. Just look at that line. The only thing I will say is don't look at the stream because you will completely ruin it. It's not just cheating. It's not like haha. It completely ruins the point of playing the game. And if it works, we will see about bouncing people back and forth. So I'm going to go and stop the stream and come back, and we're going to jump to the live stream channel. So if you're watching and you want to join in, I will see you there. So thanks for watching.